like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have yourself to blame, y'all. Cricket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop. Until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man, let me start off by saying this. Can y'all hear me in the comments? Press 1 if y'all can hear me. I got a mic check real quick. Press 1 if you guys can hear me in the comment section. I got a mic check real quick, man. And shout out to the sister Stacy and also Elizabeth in the Cash App, both coming through with big donations. I appreciate both of y'all for showing love, supporting the channel. And let me say this to everybody first. Everybody keep talking about the intro. Oh, you brought the intro back. Bro, the intro never went away. Obviously, it shows y'all do not listen to all the videos on my channel. On the videos I post that are just videos, you will see sometimes the other intro. I got multiple introductions that I don't even use on my channel. So it lets me know that you guys are not watching all the videos. If you watch all the videos, you know I rotate with the intros depending on which one I use. If you guys are real supporters, y'all will watch all the videos and not just some of them. So go back through the timeline, watch all the videos, live and videos, regular videos, and you will see that I rotate and use both of them. So that way we can stop all this complaining in the comment section because there's too many people complaining about an intro rather than just listening to the story. Oh man, what's up with the intro? Bro, y'all ain't even listening to the story. The story is more important than the intro. Let's get back into it, man. So now, this whole situation went in a whole different way now. And I'm finna let y'all know what's going on. So now Nicki Minaj has contacted the FBI and the CIA over alleged threats amid a feud with TDE. Now, apparently on July the 16th, 2025, rapper Nicki Minaj took to social media to report alleged threats made against her by MacWop, a DJ affiliate with Top Dog Entertainment, escalating an ongoing feud involving SZA and others in the music industry. The conflict, which has captured significant attention online, prompted Nicki Minaj to contact the FBI, CIA, and even U.S. Congresswoman to address what she perceived as a direct threat to her safety. Now, I'm going to show y'all before I even read onto this article what Nicki did, because she's not playing at all. She letting it known that she's not playing. She went on her social media, as you guys can see right here, in response to this brother that was talking in that video right there. And she writes, imagine adding yourself to a Rico. LOL. Hope you feel cool, gossip of the city. You about to be the talk of the town and jails. It's snitching time. Just like Desiree Perez snitched. And if Jigga Man co-signed her snitching, taking more shots at Jay-Z, if Jigga Man co-signed her snitching, then I know he'll be cool with mine, Bookie. Then she goes on in response and tags the authorities and says, this man just publicly threatened me. I've notified the FBI and the CIA. I want this thug locked up, and I'm ready to talk about everything these people have done to me. She goes on, right? Then the representative responds to her and says, please text my cell phone. I will forward this to law enforcement immediately. Threats of violence and assassination should be taken very serious. Hope you're okay. We will talk soon. Now, this man says that he was not threatening Nicki Minaj in what he said. We're going to get into this right now. So back to the article, just so y'all can see that this ain't cap. This is all real what I'm telling y'all going on right now. And it's unbelievable real. So the controversy began when Nicki Minaj engaged in a heated online dispute with SZA and other TDE affiliates. During a live stream, Mac Wop, a long-time collaborator with TDE artists like Kendrick Lamar, responded to Nicki Minaj's comments saying, Nicki, relax before you get put in a blender like your boy did. The remark, which went viral, was interpreted to Nicki Minaj as a reference to Tory Lanez, who was repeatedly stabbed in prison recently. Nicki Minaj took to X, posting, "Is this a threat?" at FBI, and followed up with MacWop, "Did you just threaten to harm me?" And then she tagged the FBI and said, "I want this man investigated right away. He has ties to other people who've been a part of a very shady business and is now threatening harm as well as admitting to a crime about someone else. Which boy was put in a blender? Question mark. Nicki Minaj's response did not stop there. She also reached out to Florida Congresswoman Anna Paula Luna, writing, at Representative Luna, "This man just publicly threatened me. I've notified the FBI and the CIA. I want this thug locked up, and I'm ready to talk about everything these people have done to me." Luna responded promptly, meaning the representative, stating, "Please text my cell phone. I will forward this to law enforcement immediately. Threats of violence and assassination should be taken very serious. Hope you're okay. We'll talk soon, Nicki." Nicki replied with a simple thank you and folded hands emoji, signifying her gratitude. In addition to contacting the authorities, Nicki Minaj has now expressed her willingness to provide further information, stating, "I'm ready to talk about everything I know. These thugs have gone way too far." She also referenced ongoing issues with Roc Nation's CEO, Desiree Perez, alleging abusive behavior based on claims made by Perez's daughter, Desiree. In one post, Nicki Minaj declared she was willing to be a snitch if it involved Desiree Perez, Roc Nation, or TDE, hinting at deeper grievances with the music industry. Mac Wop, however, denied any malicious intent in a follow-up live stream. He clarified, "I wasn't even going hard at her. I wouldn't even want to go at her because that's Nicki Minaj." He insisted his blender comment was not a threat, but rather a figure of speech, though he did not elaborate on its meaning. The incident has sparked widespread discussion online, with some users supporting Nicki Minaj's decision to involve law enforcement, while others have criticized her for escalating the situation. One user remarked that Nicki is literally bringing heat to her that she doesn't even see coming, telling the FBI, "SZA threatened you," when, like every other post, you threaten to end somebody's whole family, laughing my ass off, end quote. Others noted the seriousness of her allegations, with one post stating, "Funny how every time someone calls out the music industry, someone ends up in a blender." Nicki Minaj just reported a death threat tied to Kendrick's circle after she called out Jay-Z, SZA, and more, end quote. The latest controversy adds to Nicki Minaj's ongoing disputes with the music industry, where she has repeatedly called out perceived injustices. Her decision to involve federal authorities and a congresswoman underscores the gravity of which she views the situation. Though no official statements from the FBI or CIA have been reported as of today, whether this feud will lead to legal action or further revelations remains to be seen, but it has undoubtedly intensified the spotlight on Nicki Minaj and her ongoing battles in the industry. As the situation develops, fans, observers continue to follow the story closely, with many awaiting further updates online. For now, Nicki Minaj's bold move to involve law enforcement has made it clear she is not backing down from what she has perceived as a serious threat. Uh, and so she brought Jay-Z and Desiree Perez in this, right? Uh, Desiree Perez has been accused, and she used Desiree's name, right? She used Desiree's name, okay? Uh, she used her name and says that if you guys, she says if Jay-Z, she brought up Jay-Z. Let's talk about that part, right? Because I want to tell y'all why, because everybody's getting on her saying she's a rat. But she's saying, and she said it right there, y'all can see on the thing, she's trying to bring in Jay-Z, saying if Jay-Z co-signed Desiree Perez, who has now been the CEO of Rock Nation, she says if he co-signed her, you know, this is exactly what she said. She said it's snitching time. Just like Desiree Perez snitched, and if the Jigga Man co-signed her snitching, then I know he'll be cool with mine. Book it. So she's saying that Jay-Z should not have a problem with her snitching, because she's alleging that Jay-Z didn't have a problem with Desiree Perez snitching. And for you guys who don't know or in the dark, Desiree Perez, again, she is the current CEO of Rock Nation, right? So Desiree Perez, and I'll put a picture of Desiree Perez up here right now with Jay-Z so everybody can see who she is that Nicki Minaj is referring to in her tweets. That is Desiree Perez on the left-hand side of your screen. Now, the question of whether Desiree Perez, the CEO of Rock Nation, is a federal informant has been a topic of discussion, particularly in the context of her 1994 arrest and subsequent pardon by Donald Trump in January of 2021. Now, uh, information on Desiree Perez, basically, to give y'all the background, Desiree Perez was arrested in 1994 in a connection with a conspiracy to distribute narcotics, specifically involving 35 kilos of that cocaine. Now, following her arrest, some reports suggest she cooperated with the U.S. Attorney's Office, receiving a sentence of 5 years probation instead of prison time. Now, she later faced a parole violation and served 9 months in prison in 1999. Now, in 2021, Donald Trump granted her a full pardon for her involvement in the narcotics conspiracy, with the White House stating that Desiree Perez had taken full accountability for her actions and has turned her life around, citing that her advocacy for criminal justice reform. Now, several sources have claimed that Desiree Perez acted as a federal informant following her 1994 arrest, right? They're claiming this. Now, whether this is true or not, we don't know. This is what they're claiming. Now, a 2015 report by the New York Daily News alleged that Desiree Perez agreed to wear hidden wires to record meetings with major, uh, drug traffickers, assisting the DEA in disrupting drug operations in Puerto Rico and Colombia. Now, former Rockefeller partner Dame Dash referenced court transcripts in 2015 claiming that Desiree Perez cooperated with the DEA, which led to tensions in the hip hop community, with some accusing her of quote unquote snitching, right? So now posts on X and other platforms, including comments from Nicki Minaj, have echoed these claims, labeling Desiree Perez as a snitch and questioning her role in the industry, given her alleged cooperation with authorities. However, a 2023 article from Hot New Hip Hop included a correction stating that Desiree Perez was not arrested for drug trafficking or possession, but for conspiracy with intent to distribute narcotics. It was clarified that she quote unquote never wore a wire, never recorded meetings, never worked with the DEA, and did not break up major drug deals in Puerto Rico and Colombia, end quote, citing a disclaimer from none other than Vlad TV. This correction contradicts earlier reports and suggests the informant allegations may have been exaggerated or inaccurate. Now, for the context of the allegations, the informant label has been controversial, particularly in the hip hop community, where cooperation with law enforcement can carry a stigma, right? For example, rapper Tekashi 69 referenced Desiree Perez's alleged informant status in 2020, criticizing rapper Meek Mill for being associated with her. Boosie Badass, in a 2023 interview, expressed surprise at Desiree Perez's lack of federal protection given her alleged past, though he was informed her case was decades old. Now, Nicki Minaj, in recent posts on X, as of this month, directly referenced Desiree Perez as a snitch, tying it to her willingness to cooperate with authorities if it involves Desiree Perez, Roc Nation, or TDE. Now, despite these allegations, Desiree Perez has risen to prominence as a key figure in the music industry. She co-founded Roc Nation with Jay-Z in 2008, became the COO, and was promoted to CEO in 2019. She has been recognized for her contributions, including being named Billboard's Executive of the Year in 2019 and receiving awards for her work in entertainment and philanthropy. Her pardon in 2021 was seen by some as a way to clear legal barriers for Roc Nation's expansion into industries like cannabis, where a felony conviction could limit opportunities. Desiree Perez has not publicly addressed the informant allegations in detail beyond her 2021 statement, expressing gratitude for the pardon, emphasizing her commitment to criminal justice reform. However, the allegations have fueled ongoing debates, particularly on social media, about her credibility and influence in the industry. Now, the evidence surrounding Desiree Perez's alleged role as an informant is mixed. Now, supporting this claim of her being an alleged informant, reports from credible outlets like the New York Daily News and statements from figures like Dame Dash suggest that Desiree Perez cooperated with authorities, which is not uncommon in drug-related cases, to secure leniency. Her pardon in 2021, while not explicitly confirming informant status, aligns with the narrative of someone who may have provided assistance to authorities, as pardons often consider such factors. Now, challenging the informant claim, the 2023 correction from Hot New Hip Hop explains, or explicitly denies, I should say, key details of this snitching narrative surrounding Desiree Perez, such as wearing a wire or working with the DEA, the lack of concrete, publicly available court documents or official statements from Desiree Perez or law enforcement leaves room for speculation. Additionally, the allegations have been amplified by industry rivalries and social media, which may distort the truth. It is also worth noting that the term informant can be continuous and loosely applied. Cooperation with authorities, such as providing information to reduce a sentence, does not always equate to being a formal informant. E.g., wearing a wire or actively participating in sting operations. Without primary source documents, such as court transcripts, the extent of Desiree Perez's cooperation remains unclear. There is no definitive, publicly verified evidence claiming that Desiree Perez was a federal informant or a snitch, though allegations persist based on reports from 2014, 2015, and ongoing discussions in the hip hop community. The 2023 correction from Hot New Hip Hop cast doubt on the more sensational claims, such as her wearing a wire or working directly with the DEA. However, her 1994 arrest, cooperation with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and subsequent pardon led credence to the idea that she may have provided some level of assistance to authorities, though the specifics are inconclusive. Given the conflicting reports and lack of primary sources, the information label remains a matter of speculation rather than fact. The allegations are further complicated by industry rivalries and social media narratives, as seen in recent posts from Nicki Minaj and others. For a conclusive answer, one, you would need to access court records or official statement from Desiree Perez or relevant authorities, none of which are publicly available based on provided information. Right? Now, now, her situation with Jay-Z, right? So, Nicki Minaj situation and why she keeps bringing up Jay-Z in this. She's basically saying that Jay-Z is tied in with all of this stuff. I guess the Kendrick Lamar stuff and all this. Remember, Jay-Z had, Kendrick Lamar perform at the Super Bowl instead of Lil Wayne in New Orleans. That sparked up a whole beef. I mean, a whole situation. You guys seen all those artists coming out going at Jay-Z over that because they're saying Jay-Z and Roc Nation were picking the artist for the Super Bowl, right? So when you see Nicki Minaj mention Jigga Man, Jay-Z, it's because Nicki Minaj beef with the NFL primarily stems, right? And let me say this, excuse me. I ain't gonna say her beef with the NFL. I'm gonna say her. Let's talk about her beef with Jay-Z, right? Um, let's talk about that because that is what goes into the NFL, right? So Nicki Minaj beef with Jay-Z, basically, this all stems, right? Right? It's a multifaceted conflict that's rooted in professional disputes, personal grievances, and industry politics spanning over a decade. The beef has fueled issues related to personal grievances, right? Right? Now, spanning over a decade, the beef has been fueled by issues related to title, Roc Nation's influence, the Super Bowl halftime show, and Nicki Minaj's perception of Jay-Z's actions towards her and her Young Money, Cash Money affiliates, particularly Lil Wayne and Drake. Now, the tensions between Nicki Minaj and Jay-Z can be traced to basically events started in 2015, right? With disagreements over business dealings and perceived slights in the music industry. However, the feud became more public and pronounced in recent years due to specific incidents. First, the title dispute that they had going on from 2015 to 2021. In 2015, Jay-Z launched Tidal, a music streaming service, and enlisted 15 high-profile artists, including Nicki Minaj, as co-owners, each reportedly receiving a 3% equity stake in exchange for promotional efforts. Nicki Minaj heavily promoted Tidal, appearing at its launch event and releasing exclusive content such as her 2014 short film, The Pink Print. Now, in 2021, Jay-Z sold his majority stake in Tidal to Square, which is now Block Inc., for $297 million. Nicki Minaj claimed she was only offered $1 million for her stake, far less than what she believed it was worth, estimating her share to be between $100 and $200 million based on Tidal's valuation. Smash the like button. We should have over 2,000 likes. In July of 2025, this month, she went online on X and posted, "I'm going to use some of my money that Jay-Z owes me to send some of my barbs to college, pay their school fees and student loans via my hashtag Student of the Game charity." Nicki Minaj has repeatedly accused Jay-Z of withholding her rightful earnings from Tidal, framing it as a betrayal of their business agreement. This grievance became a cornerstone of her public criticism against Jay-Z. Now, the Roc Nation and Desiree Perez situation. As we already know, and I told you already, she targeted Desiree Perez, Roc Nation CEO, as a part of her feud with Jay-Z, right? Now, she's labeled her as a snitch, right? Citing reports that she allegedly cooperated with authorities to secure leniency, right? And which prompted her recent tweet that I just told y'all, that if Desiree Perez snitched and Jay-Z's working with her, he shouldn't have a problem with her snitching, right? Now, she also slammed Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, for not appointing a black woman as Roc Nation CEO, escalating her attacks by referencing Desiree Perez's daughter, Desiree, who reportedly claimed that Desiree Perez was abusive. These comments suggest that Nicki Minaj views Desiree Perez's leadership as a reflection of Jay-Z's questionable decision-making. Now, the NFL Super Bowl halftime show. The most prominent flashpoint in the feud occurred September of 2024, when the NFL, Apple Music, and Roc Nation announced Kendrick Lamar as the headliner for the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. Set for February the 9th, 2025, Nicki Minaj felt that Lil Wayne, a New Orleans native, and her mentor was unfairly overlooked given his cultural significance and ties to the city. On September the 9th, 2024, Nicki Minaj went to X accusing Jay-Z of letting personal grudges influence the decision. She wrote at that time, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Birdman. Drake and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne? Question mark. She wrote, Lil Wayne the GOAT? Question mark. Know you, what's good? Question mark. Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out, a white man. She's contrasted Jay-Z's actions with Eminem's insistence on including 50 Cent in the 2022 Super Bowl performance, implying racial dynamics played a role. Nicki Minaj also referenced Jay-Z's 2019 NFL partnership, which some criticize as undermining Colin Kaepernick's protest against racial injustice. She posted, one ninja took a knee, the other ninja took a bag, suggesting that Jay-Z prioritized financial gain over cultural loyalty. Now, in June of 2025, Nicki Minaj reignited the feud on Lil Wayne's song Banned from NO. From the Carter's latest album, Carter 6, rapping, French Vanilla, Hazelnut, and my Starbucks, NFL, Fire Some Ninjas, and Then Call Us, directly calling out the NFL and, by extension, Jay-Z's role in his halftime show production, right? Now, the feud extends beyond these core issues, encompassing a broader industry rivalries and personal slights. Now, the Meg Thee Stallion and Rock Nation situation. Nicki Minaj ongoing feud with Meg Thee Stallion, who is managed by Rock Nation, has intensified her issues with Jay-Z. In 2024, Nicki Minaj's or Megan Thee Stallion's diss track, Hiss, referenced Megan's Law, which Nicki Minaj interpreted as a jab at her husband, Kenneth Petty, and her brother, both convicted sex offenders. Now, Nicki Minaj responded with Bigfoot, accusing Rock Nation of promoting Hiss to undermine her. She later claimed on X that Jay-Z and Rock Nation were a part of a coordinated effort to marginalize her and Young Money allies. Now, the TDE and Kendrick Lamar situation. Nicki Minaj's 2025 conflict with Top Dog Entertainment, better known as TDE, particularly over alleged threats that we just talked about from TDE affiliated DJ Mac Wop, who denied it, further tied into her feud with Jay-Z. Now, she accused Jay-Z of aligning with TDE to favor none other than Kendrick Lamar, both in the Super Bowl selection and in a broader industry dynamics. Her July 2025 X post where she contacted the FBI, CIA, and Congresswoman Anna Paula Luna over Mac Wop's alleged threats also referenced her willingness to expose everything about Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and TDE. Industry power dynamics. Now, Nicki Minaj has framed Jay-Z as a gatekeeper who uses his influence through Rock Nation, the NFL, and other venues to control opportunities in the music industry. She has accused him of blackballing her and her allies, a sentiment echoed by others like Dame Dash, who we once again said criticized Jay-Z's handling of Rockefeller and Desiree Perez's alleged informant status. Now, the feud has sparked polarized reactions. Support for Nicki Minaj, artists like Birdman, Master P, and Cameron supported Nicki Minaj's stance on Lil Wayne's Super Bowl exclusion, emphasizing his cultural significance. Birdman posted on X, "These ninjas is pussy." At Nicki Minaj, at Drake, at Lil Tunechi, YMCMB, signaling solidarity with Nicki Minaj's camp. X users also praised Nicki Minaj for speaking out, with one stating that Nicki Minaj is literally fighting the industry giants for Lil Wayne, and that is loyalty. Now, criticism of Nicki Minaj. Some accuse Nicki of hypocrisy, noting that her 2012 Super Bowl performance with Madonna and her 2022 NFL betting campaign with Maxim Bet, an ex-user remarked, "Nicki don't give a crap about Kaepernick or NFL issues. She's just mad that Jay-Z didn't pick Lil Wayne." Others criticized her for escalating personal disputes into public feuds, with one post saying, "Nicki's obsession with Jay-Z is getting old. She's burning bridges over nothing." Now, Jay-Z's response. Jay-Z has not directly addressed Nicki Minaj's accusations, but Memphis Bleak defended him last month in a TMZ interview, warning Nicki Minaj and Wayne against targeting Jay-Z in the NFL, saying, "When we done, you ain't gonna be able to get that bag. Chill out." Memphis Bleak's comments suggested that Jay-Z camp views Nicki Minaj's attacks as misguided, but has avoided direct confrontation. Now, Nicki Minaj has clarified that her issue with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, not Kendrick Lamar, whom she respects, right? So she's saying her issue is with Jay-Z and Rock Nation, not Kendrick Lamar. Now, on September the 9th, 2024, she posted, "You can love and respect Kendrick and still love and respect Wayne. Even Kendrick loves and respects Wayne. Every real rapper loves and respects Wayne." She said this was an attempt to focus her criticism on the decision-making process rather than Kendrick Lamar's selection. Now, as of today, the feud remains unresolved, with Nicki Minaj continuing to call out Jay-Z online and in her music. Her recent post about involving the FBI and CIA over alleged threats from TDE's Mac Watt also tie her into a broader narrative of industry sabotage, allegedly led by Jay-Z and Roc Nation. The Super Bowl halftime show is approaching, and Nicki Minaj's advocacy for Lil Wayne, coupled with her accusations against Jay-Z, keeps the feud in the spotlight. Now, let's talk about this, right? Real quick. I gave y'all the whole breakdown on everything that was going on, man. Shout out to Melissa in the Cash App with the donation. Salute to you coming through with the 50 spot this morning. And shout out to Stephanie Kibbe with the donation, $20 in the Cash App. She said this intro's too long, but I do like it. Y'all be worried too much about that intro, but salute to you. Much love to you, my sister. Look, let's get to it, right? That's why I did 2 intros. One short, one long. That way, it satisfies everybody. All right? So, let me get to this, right? And if y'all want to donate, the link's pinned at the top, Cash App, PayPal. Let's get to this. Here's the situation, man. And this is what I think, right? Now Nicki has went all the way. To me, she ain't gonna stop coming now. She don't went and contacted the authorities. And they're saying she's willing to tell all. This is the problem right here. Cause see, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Remember how everybody was getting mad at Tony Busby for going after Jay-Z? Remember that? Remember that? Remember that? Apparently, he ain't the only one that got issues with Jay-Z. Apparently, it's black folks out here. Let me repeat myself again. Apparently, it's black folks out here that got issues with Jay-Z. Y'all not hearing what I'm saying to y'all? Apparently, it is black folks out here that have issues with Jay-Z. Let me make sure I make that clear to everybody, right? Numerous black folks, artists, rappers, all these other, y'all have seen it, right? Now, some people will say, oh, well, Nicki's broke, she's crying, this and the third. And others will say, hey, man, look, she got a point. How somebody going to tell her what she know and she's in the industry? You know what I mean? So you got some people saying, look, she in the industry, bro. She know a whole lot. She know a whole lot. So, again, I'm just telling you guys that this situation looks like it's headed in a bad way because I'm going to tell y'all something. She contacted that congresswoman. If she really did, which I don't have no reason to believe she didn't, contact the feds, and she's working with the feds, because look what she wrote. She literally wrote RICO up there, right? Now, she says adding yourself to a RICO. That means she must be, and listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. This ain't no penny Annie, you know what I'm saying? If she is willing to get on a stand against Jay-Z in a RICO case, TDE, Jay-Z, or whoever else she's naming a legend, in an alleged RICO case, and tell all, who's to say the feds ain't got her on line 1 right now? Now, I'm going to tell y'all what this is going to do. This is going to split the music industry in half. And I'm going to tell y'all why. It's going to split the music industry in half. Because she's not only complaining about, you know, just a back and forth verbal thing. She's complaining about money. She's saying she's owed between $100 and $200 million off that title situation. Not only that, she's now coming forward and saying that her life was threatened. Read her tweets. She says, imagine adding yourself to a RICO. Hope you feel cool, gossip of the city. You about to be the talk of the town and the jails. It's snitching time. Just like the Desiree Perez snitched, and if Jigga Man co-signed her snitching, then I know he'll be cool with mine, Bookie. Then she said that she tagged their representative who said that they are contacting her to get her in contact with the FBI. And she said this man just publicly threatened me I've notified the FBI and CIA. I want this thug locked up, and I'm ready to talk about everything these people. So she's saying stuff that we probably haven't even seen. She's alleging. And shout out to Stuzino too with the donation, Mrs. M with the donation, and Michelle Jensen with the donation. Salute to all of y'all for donating and supporting the channel. Also shout out to let me see who this is. Shout out to Kevin in the Cash App with the donation. He come through $25 donation too. Salute to you. He says Nicki gonna expose it all, man. Man, bro, listen. I have a bad feeling that that's where she's taking this thing too. I have a bad feeling that Nicki is taking this thing all the way. I don't think she's joking. Because once you go there and you start tagging government officials and stuff like that, I think that she's willing to take this all the way. And if she knows a lot, bro, it's gonna get real ugly, man. You know what I'm saying? And she's gonna be a person that they take credible because she's been in the music industry. She's worked with these people, and so if she have any type of evidence or stuff, man, it's gonna be bad, bro. If she come out and do this, and it's gonna be hard for people to get at her. Now, people who say she's not, well, it's hard to say that because she's already contacted a representative, and they've already got her in contact with the authorities. How do I know? Because I have it on the file. The authority contacted her back and told her to hit her private line and that she was going to help her contact the FBI authorities. And then Nicki said she did. You know? Man, listen, bro. I'm telling y'all this right now, bro. I think this finna get ugly. If she go all the way with this, which I believe that she will, because when you talking about $100 million, $200 million, bro, man, that woman, and somebody said Nicki ain't telling Ish, okay, she don't already went this far. Who in the hell do you think have went this far? To the person who said Nicki ain't telling Ish, let me say this to you, brother. I'm gonna tell you why I believe her. Nicki been the only. I ain't never seen nobody going in on Jay-Z and these people like this in the media, in the rap industry. Nobody. The only dude you ever seen go at Jay-Z like this in a rap battle was Nas and Cam. That's it. Outside of that, I'm talking about just in a regular, uh, you know, how should I say? In this type of setting, outside of just rapping, man, you ain't seen nobody going at Jay-Z that hard in the industry. Not as Nicki Minaj going. Y'all crazy as hell. Nicki Minaj on this dude helmet, she posting stuff every day. Oh, she posting stuff every day. Every day. Right? And I forgot. Nobody knows why her crib got swatted. All this stuff happened. Nobody know why. Right? Think about everything I just told y'all. See, when somebody go on the internet and say something, I don't underestimate them. Not of Nicki Minaj stature. I'm not underestimating her, man. If I was them, I'd be taking what she's saying serious, bro. I'm telling y'all what it is, bro. Ain't nobody going to the internet like that playing no games in the music industry unless you for real with it. Unless you mean what you saying. Right? And so she's saying, if everybody gonna call her a rat, she's saying y'all should feel the same way about, now this is her saying this. She says they should feel the same way about Desiree Perez. And Jay-Z linked up with Desiree Perez and don't nobody got nothing to say about that. That's what Nicki's saying. Whether Desiree Perez is a snitch or not, I ain't seen no paperwork, so I don't know. I haven't been close to the case. It's just a lot of people saying this stuff, but I don't believe she's playing. Because when you don't play like that, I believe she's serious about that. I believe she's serious. I'll be honest with y'all. I think this thing finna get real ugly, man. She started talking about the authorities and Rico. Remember, I didn't say this. Nicki Minaj said Rico. She said Rico, right? So she may be in full crash out mode. And you got to remember, Nicki Minaj been in the industry for like 20 years, right? She know a lot. Let me say this again. Nicki Minaj been in the industry for 20 years. Imagine how much she know. So if she says she's willing to tell it all, I'm not gonna act like, hey man, she playing. Nah, man. Now you don't get to that level. And like I said before, man, I'd be very worried. Very worried. Right? And to the brother who said woman going around throwing a Rico on man, listen, here's the thing. Nicki's not your average woman. Nicki's one of the top selling female artists in the history of rap, nigga. That now, that's not me saying, hey, I condone anything that's going on. I don't have no stake in this. I'm just saying I would not take her as a joke like some people are. Some people are thinking that this is a joke. I don't think it's a joke. I don't think she playing. That's what I'm saying. When these people come out talking about, oh man, Nicki ain't gonna go all the man, nigga, I'm telling y'all this right now. If she wasn't gonna go all the way, she wouldn't have went on social media and said this stuff. It's almost like she gotta go all the way now. Right? So again, because once you take it there and you start hitting up them Congress people and stuff like that, you understand? Like I said before, man, this thing get real spooky. This thing get real spooky. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Salute to everybody tapped on in. I know y'all probably heard me chewing on something. I had to eat a Tic Tac, man. I can't go inside no building with even the thought of my breath not smelling like goddamn. My breath gotta smell good. When I breathe, I gotta feel that good breath coming out. You dig? You can't be walking up in front of no people's face. You know what I mean? That's why I always keep some. I keep some chiclets, some Tic Tacs. I keep some. What's these other things I got right here? Some icebreakers. Yeah, I always keep them on deck. They always gonna be on deck. Your boy, you ain't never gonna catch your boy slipping. You never gonna catch me in the middle of the day smelling like I got morning breath. Ain't gonna happen. Y'all let me know what y'all think though. Salute to everybody support the stream. Y'all let me know what y'all feel. Subscribe to our other YouTube channel. The links is in the description box. And I'll put a link at the top of the comment section as well to our other YouTube channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. I will be dropping content on our other YouTube channel today. So y'all let me know what y'all feel, man. Salute to everybody tapped on in. Like, share, and subscribe. Salute to everybody donate to the stream. Yeah, everybody subscribe to the podcast show. Y'all know what it is. And I'm gone.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, there are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, straight drought weight loss formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.